All right, welcome to the maiden class of Learning with AK, and today we're looking at quadratic equation. And I chose this topic because this topic cut across all classes, in as much as you're dealing with equation, either year 9, at least starting from year 9, that is just 3, SS1, SS2, SS3. There's no how you will not, across your academics stumble on quadratic equation. So today we're looking at quadratic equation. Now, quadratic equation usually take the general form of ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b are all variables and c is your constant. So what does that mean? That means that a and b and c are all natural numbers. They are all natural numbers, which means that they could take the place of 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. Okay, now what you see, okay, so they could take the place of this, right? So that means that, for example, you could have 2x squared plus 3x plus c, plus say 10 equals to 0. So these are your variables, okay, 2, 3, and 10. However, to solve a quadratic equation, now, okay, how do you know it's a quadratic equation? Your x here has a power of 2, your x here has a visible power of 1, then here you don't have x. That means it is in descending order. The x to the power of 2, the x to the power of 1, and the x to the power of 0. So that's how you know. So once your x, has a power of 2, and this one power of 1, and this is 0, you should know that is a quadratic equation. So you have x squared, x, and of course no x here. So that's how you know it's a quadratic equation. Now to solve a quadratic equation, there are 4 methods. One is what we call factorization method. Okay, we also have what we call general formula. We also have what we call completing the square method, and the last one is graphical method. Now, either you're in year 10, year 7, or 11, or 12, you must know at least the first 3. In fact, all of them. But for year 9, at least you should be able to do step 1 and step 2. But from year 10 to year 12, you should be able to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because you're in senior class, and it's expected of you to know the 4 steps. All right, so the second question, we have x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals to what? 0. So what do? Just like the first question that we saw, x squared, we know it is quadratic because it is square 1 and 0, right? So what do we do from here? Don't forget that we need to find our sum and what? Product. And recall I said this guy in the middle here is your sum. So your sum is minus 8, and this guy here is your product, plus 16. So what do? You look for 2 numbers that when you add them together, you have minus 8, and when you multiply them together, you get plus 16. So let's think, because I'm thinking too. So the number is minus 4 and minus 4. So what does that mean? For sum, minus 4 minus 4 will give us what? Minus 8. For product, minus 4 times minus 4 give us what? Plus 16. So we have a number 4 and 4. Remember, just like the first one, we are going to replace this guy here, minus 8, with these 2 numbers, 4 and 4, minus 4 and 4. So hence, we have x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16 equals to 0. I hope you remember. So what do? Our factor, the two numbers that we were able to deduce, we're going to use it to replace minus 8x. So just like the first one, you look at x squared and 4x. You look at x squared and 4x. You look at the factor. What is common? X, because we have x here, we have x here. X is common. X in x squared is x. I know you know how to do that now. Minus 4. X in 4x will give us what? 4. I am sure you know how to do that because this cancel this, you have 4 remaining. Let's look at here now. What's common to both of them? Is what? 4 is common to both of them because 4 can go in both of them. However, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say I want you to get something right. So let me go 4 because 4 is common to both of them. Mind you, there's no sign here yet. There's no sign here yet. Now this 4 in 4x will give us what? Will give us x. However, to get this x, I must introduce negative here. So that negative and negative give us positive, then 4 in 4x will give us what? X. The negative in positive will give us what? Negative. 4 in 16 will give us what? 4 equals to 0. Now you can see just like the other one, these and this guy that are the same, hence I'll pick one. Then I also have x minus 4x. Now again, why is this one not positive? Why is this not positive? If this was positive, then it will alternate everything. Why? Because I'm going to have minus 4x over plus 4. This cancels, I'm going to have minus x. So here that means I'm going to have minus x. Then minus and positive gives us what? Minus 4. Then this will have altered this. However, to get this, you must introduce a sign that will cancel out whatever sign is here to make this one positive. Please remember that. So I'll pick one because they're the same, and I also will express x. Alright, so we'll be looking at considering 2 questions here. I just want to dive into the equations. There are things you need to know, but in the interim, let's just get familiar with what we are talking about. So we have 2 questions here. Okay, question 1, we have k squared plus 7k plus 10 equal to 0. Now how do I do this quadratic? Look at this k. It has the power of 2. Look at this k. I have the power of 1. Then here is just 0. 2, 1, 0. Just like I told you initially. Hence, we have this. Now, the question says that solve the equation. Solve the equation. Yes, I need to really say that when I say quadratic, don't forget again, I mentioned earlier that there are 4 steps, right? Now, if the question says solve the quadratic equation, or solve the equation, or solve for x, or solve for k, as the case may be, you are bound to use any of the 4 methods that you are familiar with. However, if the question says that factorize, you must use the first method. If the question says that using general formula, find k or factorize, you must use the second one. If the question also says that use by completing the square method, solve. By completing the square method, solve, you have to use that method. And lastly, if you say using graphical method, then you have to. However, this question just says we should solve, okay? Solve. Anything I'm going to solve for k, I'm going to solve it. Now, looking at this, once you have this, what's the first step? The first step is, okay, now if you compare this to the general equation that we have, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. That means that now this k is synonymous to your x, this k also is synonymous to your x, and of course 10 is your c. However, there's an invisible one here, okay? That means that your a in this context is what? Is 1. And this 7 is your b in this context, okay? Now, what else do you need to know? Now, this plus b here is called sum. Is called sum. And this c here, this plus c, is called product. Now you realize that I'm saying plus b and plus c. Why am I saying that? Is because this b here owns this positive belongs to this b, and this positive belongs to the c. So if it is negative 2, it's negative c. We'll get to see it from the second question. That means that if I compare both, the sum here, our sum is what? 7k. And our product is 10. Okay, let me just remove the k. 7. And our product is 10. Don't forget it is plus plus. Now, how do we then factorize? Then you must look for 2 numbers you must look for two numbers that when you sum them together, your sum is 7. And when you multiply the two numbers together, your product is 10. I'll come over it again. When you sum, you must think of two numbers. That two numbers, when you add them together, you must have what? 7. And when you multiply them together, that same two numbers, you must have 10. So I think what I'm thinking, yes. Our number is 2 and 5. 4, then x minus 4. Now, this x minus 4 is x minus 4. And I pick one of these guys because they're the same. So then I'm going to now, continue to say x minus 4 equals to 0. X minus 4 equals to 0. Like real-life terms, x equals to 4. I know you know why now, because negative crossing the other side of the positive. Then x is equals to 4. Now you have x is equals to 4 or x equals to what? 4. Now in this case, since x is equal to 4 twice, 4, it's safe to say that x is equals to 4 twice. Now why am I bringing twice? Is because you have 4 here, you have 4 there. Anytime you have the same number, for x or for any number, as a variable, then you can write 4 twice. Okay, that is that. I hope you understand this episode. I'll be stopping here for now. Subsequent class, I'll be taking it in this factorization method. We're taking it one after the other. There are other things we need to learn here, but for today, just sleep on this. Cheers, fam. Bye. Oh, sorry. You need to subscribe. Press the button. Subscribe so that I can get notification whenever AK solve mathematics. Okay, and please subscribe, like, share, and let's have more people. Let's teach people. Then we take it now. Don't forget, you're not limited to mathematics. We're doing further math, we're doing physics, anything calculation. Do you understand? So please like, subscribe, and share. Cheers, fam.